Okay, let's continue with the GrowFX. GrowFX is a plugin to create plants, like such as trees, bushes, grasses, anything you call. Even one of my team can build a dragon using this GrowFX. Unfortunately, he never finished it. How to use the GrowFX? You can press the X level here, and then press the GrowFX. Put it anywhere on your viewport, and then you can change the icon size. It's probably like 30 centimeters, so you will see something like this. This is the icon, and then you can add path. So before I add the path, you must know the section from the trees. Trees will be first is the trunks, and then the first branch, which is the first branch having the biggest branch from all the kind of branches, and then branch 2, and then the branch 3 is the smallest one. After the branch 3, there will be a stem. After stem, there will be the leaves. So first I will create the trunks. Here I will rename it to trunk, and we can press the 3 options here: distributor, direction modifier, and mesh builder. Now I will create the trunks, and then I will select distributor. You can use other things, but I'm not going to show you one by one, but here's how it goes. Like point distributor is for creating bushes, and then path distributor is to put multiple branches on your trunks, and then path position distributor is that creating leaves on your stem, and then surface distributor is to create like a grasses. Here I will use a distributor because I want to create a big tree. And then on the length, you can put any length is the height of the trunks. So I will put 300 centimeters here. You can play with the chaos, but I'm not going to play with this one first. And I will select mesh builder, and I create a cylinder mesh. You also can create a meta mesh like this. Leaf meshes. Instant geometry is like a IV generator. You can put your like a fruit object on your trees, and then you can create a standard leaf for low poly tree. So I will create a cylinder mesh for now. And to show the mesh on your viewport, you can press the meshes here, and you can play with the radius. So here I will put like a 10 on the radius, and or you can use a gravity. Okay, you can see when you are using gravity, this radius will not work at all. So this one is radius 1 centimeters. So you can select this one and then try to put it like 10. Okay, this now is 10. And then this part is the bottom of your tree, and this one is the top of your tree. So how to see it is like this graphic. You need to rotate it 90-degree clockwise. So you can play with the shape of your tree. So on the top side, I will select this one, and then we'll move it like this, so you can see the top of the tree is getting bigger. Okay, so you can also play with the shape, the overall shape. You can add points probably in here, and you can move it. See, you can have a bigger bottom trees, and you can make uh, a certain height to control the tree, the shape of the tree. So probably like this, and we can use a Bezier smooth. So let me show you. This is how it looks. It's now the shape like this, and it goes like this. Okay, I will do like this, and then after that you can, by the way, you can control the minimum radius here. So if you put a minimum radius here like 0.1, if you put it 0 here, it won't works. You can change the minimum radius like a 0 if you want to have a full control on this graphic. I will leave it as it is right now, and then you will see there's a optimize faces. This one is to make sure you have a low poly tree, but in my studio we lots of time we end up creating a high poly tree, so we uncheck this optimize faces. So now we can try with minimum size. So the minimum size is to control the iteration of your tree. The radius is, if you check this radius smaller than the parent radius, is going to have advantage for how when you're doing the branches. So leave it as it is for now, and you can play with the top of the tree, how you want to cut it. Or this one is cut the tree, and this one is to have a hemisphere shape. Okay, now you can control the surface displays. You can use the radial offset and open the graphic here. So I can put a point like this, and try to make it equal. It's not have to be equal, it's totally depend on you how you want to create the shape of the bottom trees. So here I will move it like this, and this part I want to move it like this. So you can see your bottom surface is changing depend on this one, and we can select this and to change to Bezier smooth, and this one as well. This one we can change to Bezier smooth as well, so we can play with the shape. But again, the shape is totally depend on your taste. But when you play with the surface here, it will work it will work on all the surface. So you can make the surface displays affect only certain length from the bottom of your tree. How to control it? You can use this scale. I will open the graphic, and then I will put again. This one is your trees shape. This one is the bottom, and this one at the top of your trees. You can add point here, probably here, and then you can change it to 0. So it will only affect until this part, or you can make it like this. Okay, so this is the radius, how the radial offset will take place. And then you can add the branch. I will rename this one to branch 1, and I will create I will leave the length path for now, and we can select the distributor list to path distributor, and you can select the starting path, add path, and trunks. Okay, now you won't be able to see anything, right? So you can press the H here. Now you can see your path, your branch path, and you can control the density of your first branch, okay, or you can using a graphic, and then you can play with the range parameter. There are start and start absolute. Start absolute means like you starting from a certain length, like you define the length like 100 centimeter here or 50, or you can use a percentage in here. So this one is percentage, like 20% from the 20% from the height of your trunks, and it will start on the 20% from the bottom of your trunks. And you can also add the branch 2 and branch 3 automatically like this. But I'm not if you are really in a hurry condition, you can add this level, or you can play with this. So this will be the shape of your trees, the overall trees. Okay, so we can choose curve preset. Okay, this one is more like a conifer, and we can try to like this. Okay, anyway, that's all for the automatic level, but I'm not going to use any of the level here, so I will try to put the branch 2 and branch 3 manually, and then I will back to level 1 and will select the mesh builder. I will use a cylinder mesh. Okay, now we can see the mesh of our branch. We can play with the radius, or we can using a graphic as we created the trunks. So I want to use this 0, so probably like this. Okay, you can see the top of your branch, and you can change this to like radius 2. Okay, it's getting bigger at this side, or you can add like 4. So it's totally depend on your sense how to create a tree. And okay, I will use a radius 3 centimeters, and you can uncheck the optimize face here and add minimum size. Okay, I will like put like 55, and you can play with this part. It's totally the same with the trunks, so I will use this one. This one is for the bottom part, but on your branch you won't need any of this. And you can play with the surface radial. See, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same, but I will cancel this one and turn off the radial offset. I won't need that for now. And you can change the angle of your branch. This one is 60 degree. You can change it to 40. Okay, or even you can create this kind of tree, or you can change the distributor to angular, so it will be like this. Okay, so you can change the angle of divergence and chaos to make it more random, and the offset is to how you offset the branch from your trunks. So right now we won't need this. You can play with the start factor as well. Okay, so I will leave this as default, and to make it looks more sophisticated, you can add the direction modifier list. Here is the random direction like this, factor direction, noise direction, deviation direction, like this. So there are a lot of option here. You even can erase your path like this, so you can pick lines probably here. Okay, so you can erase unwanted branch on your tree, so you have more freedom on controlling the trees. And if you want to undo the action, you can select which one you want to undo and delete from the list, and it will back. Or if you want to undo all, you can delete the modifier. Okay, and so I will use noise direction for this one, so it will give a noise effect on your branch. Can play with the scale and phase. strength. Okay, so probably I will use it like this, or you can use a fractal. Okay, now I'm not going to use any fractal for now. So the next step is to create the branch 2. And the distribution, I will also use path distribution. And select starting path is to branch 1. Okay, and we can reduce the length. Okay, like this. And mesh builder, of course, cylinder mesh, and we can play with the radius. Okay, you can select curve preset as well, so to speed up everything. Okay, I need to add more length pad, I guess, like this. And I will uncheck the optimize face for now. We can add sides. Be careful with the sides, it's going to be very high poly. Probably I will use like a 50. And again, you can play with the surface displays, and I will press this one to make it smooth like this. And I can add a direction modifier, probably random direction like this. Can play with the smoothing. Okay, probably like this. And let's add more branch, which is a branch 3. And distribution path, will use a path distributor, and starting point is branch 2. And starting point is branch 2. I will reduce the length to probably like 20 centimeters, or probably more, like 25. Okay, and mesh, use a cylinder mesh. Okay, and choose the preset, probably like this. So it's going to be like this small. Probably need to reduce the size like this, and add minimum size. I will uncheck the optimize face. So this is pretty much high poly trees, so need to be really careful. And the direction modifier, I will use a random direction. Okay, so I don't think we need to change anything for now. And we can create another path, but let's call it leaf stem or stem, I don't know. So I will put the distribution like a path distributor, and I will select the branch tree, and stem will be probably like only like 2 centimeters. It's pretty much heavy right now, and we can add the density like this. Okay, and we can select the mesh builder, cylinder mesh, and the radius, I will not use a graphic, so I will use this radius like 0.5. So I think it's too big, so I will use a 0.05, so probably like this. And then we can create the leaves. Distribution path, I will use a path position distributor, and starting path is same. Okay, and the mesh builder, the length is probably like 10 centimeters. With mesh leaves, and let's try with the standard leaves for now. So in standard leaf you can select which kind of leaves that you want. So I will try to use this one, and to show the leaves you can add position here. Okay, so you can control the parameter here, and you can see, okay, the length I will use like 0. Okay, let's use this only, or 2 centimeters, and we can change the size, look, also 2 centimeters here. Now you can see your leaves. Let's zoom it out. Okay, so this is the step by step how to create the trunks and the leaves. Of course, this is not really realistic trees, so there are still a lot of effort need to be done here. So, like adding more stem. Okay, and we can add more size on the leaf, I think like 5 centimeters, see, and we can add more stem density, 5. Okay, it's more having more leaves because you know, the leaves we put it on the stem, so to control how much leaf to you want on the trees, it also depends on the stem. Okay, let's try to add the density to 10. Okay, now it's more dense, but again it's Totally depend on your how you control the branch for each branches and the stem and the leaf. So this is how the step by step to create the trees. And the next thing is I want to show you how to use a object to attach it on your trees. So I will turn off the leaves for now, or I will change the trunks and branches to use a optimized face to make it more look low poly to speed up the viewport. So to add the probably like fruit, we can add more path here and rename it as fruit. Okay, sorry. And we can add the distributor list to also like here, path position distributor. Okay, and let's create the simple object like sphere. And on the fruit, we can add a mesh builder using instance geometry and pick the I think I will turn it off first, and then I will reduce this stem. You can add more stem for only for the fruit, but I will not create one, so I will use the stem for the leaves. So I will change the density to 0.1 or 0.5. Okay, then on the fruit we can pick object like this, and starting path is stem, and add position. See, now this is your fruit attached on your trees. So this is very easy. And the next is, I will turn off this one first. For the stem, I will change the density to 2, and I will turn on the leaves. And then I want to show you how to create a custom leaf. So I will this leaf I will remove the standard leaves. Sorry. So this leaf I will remove the mesh standard leaves, and I can use leaf meshes. So here you can create your own leaves, not using the standard one. Okay, so for the leaf meshes here, we can control the leaf shape, and we need to add more length pads, probably like 10 centimeters. Okay, like this. And then we can play with the shape of the leaf. So this one is half of your leaves. Let's try to add more like this. So you can see it's changing. Okay. This is the probably this is the shape that we want for now. And of course we can make it more smooth by adding the side, probably like 10. Okay, it's smoother than the previous one. You can change the angle and let's try this one, angle axis. So you can control the angle of your leaves. Okay, this one is more like incremental angle, so we'll leave it at 5. Okay, so I think we need more side, like 20. Or you can use a optimized face. Just to make it a little bit low poly. Okay, so and let's try to change the step here. Okay, I think that's all for the creating the trees, and the next is how we can give a wind effect on our trees. So I will turn off this one and I will use line to make sure we have a freedom on controlling the viewport. So for the wind effect, you need to add on each leaf, stem and branch. It's depend on how you want to get the effect. So I will start with the leaves. So we can select the leaves and then press this aftermath modifier, and then we can add wind animation. Okay, then we can press create. So you can see there's a wind source here. So it's when you put it here, it means like it's more like a fan. Okay, so it will go the direction is depend on where you put the fan direction. If you can use pick if you already have a wind source. So if you have 2 or 3 wind source, you can use it. You can pick one of them without creating the new one. So let's try to play with the animation. See, now you can see your leaves moving on as the fan direction, and you can change the stiffness here. Okay, let's try to stiffness is 1. Okay, it's more like a strong wind effect. And then of course we need to get a more realistic effect. Probably like stiffness like 10, because we don't want to create a hard wind effect, very strong wind effect. So I will use a 15, and we can copy this one, copy modifier, and then we can go to the stem and paste the modifier to the stem. Okay, so the stem, I think I will use the same stiffness with the leaves on the branch tree, and I will paste as well here, but I won't use the same stiffness, probably like 5. I mean like 20 or 25. And on the branch 2 I will paste the wind effect here, and using like probably like stiffness 50. Let's play the animation. So now you can see that your branch, stem and leaves also moving. Okay, so this is how you can create the wind effect on your trees. Okay, the last thing is to create material. To create material, you can use a multi-sub object. So you need to define each material ID on each pet. So here on the pet one this is the trunks. I will put a material ID 1. On the second pet I can put a material ID 2, and the third pet I can change material ID 3. So let's create multi-sub object material. Okay, so let's create a multi-sub object material. I will delete this one and copy this, and on the second I will use only a color, so you have more idea how it works. And the third one I will use green. Okay, let's apply it here. Okay, now you can see it works perfectly. Okay, now I assign a bitmap on each diffuse. So you can see that the texture is getting really stretched so we can control the UVW map on each path. At this part, UVW map, you can change the absolute width like and length like 100 or 60, so it looks a lot more better, probably like this. And on it will, you will also need to define the texture on the branch. Okay, so the texture is look nice for now. And then okay, so after you create all the trees and the texture, you can use before you use it for your scene, mostly for a big scenes, it's not really wise to use it as a GrowFX format, so we can convert to editable mesh. So on the bottom part of this GrowFX, you will see a preference parameter, and you can select the convert to mesh and convert to spline. So you can, I usually use a convert to mesh. So after you check the convert to mesh, you can right click and convert to editable mesh. So now you will have your trees as a editable mesh. And if you want to create a animation, wind animation, you won't be able to convert it to editable mesh, so you have to convert to Fury proxy. So how to convert it to Fury proxy? Make sure you are convert to mesh checked, and then right click on the tree and Fury mesh export option, and you can rename and put the folder and check this automatic create proxy, and then check the export animation and select the scene animation range or frame range depend on your settings, and then press OK. Okay, that's it for the GrowFX. I think we pretty much covered it all, and you need to try and keep practicing and try all the other parameters. Okay, let's continue with the next chapter.